Rosehill has its slipper. Flemington, of course, the cup. But there's something about Harold Park's Miracle Mile. Maybe it's the crowd. Like the standardbreds themselves, they're not flighty or flashy like thoroughbreds, just fair dinkum racegoers. They love a champion almost as much as they love a punt. And perhaps they sense something special, for it had been a long, long time since they filled the park while the afternoon sun still shines. They came to see a trans-Tasman battle.
They're betting Australians versus Kiwis in the betting ring at the moment.
Yeah, but that's good. I like the rivalry.
A year back, Brian O'Meara wasn't so affable. His champion 3-year-old had been scratched. Christian Cullen, found to have a substance legal in New Zealand, outlawed in the days leading up to a race in Australia.
Like, he's only lost one race since then, and he's probably taken about 2 world records and nearly track records in every race he's raced in this year. So he sort of proved his point, and there's a lot of people saying he's the best horse to come out of New Zealand for years.
Of the Aussies, the sentimental hope was our Sir Vancelot, driven by perhaps the best Harold Park has ever seen, Brian Hancock. He's won the lot. Well, almost.
All the starts you've had around here as well in the Miracle Mile, yet to win one. I mean, Ken Rosewell didn't win Wimbledon.
I know that, and but anyway, it'll happen one day, won't it?
Very few in the crowd who cheer for Hancock knew just what a moment this would be for the driver of rank outsider Franco Lotsmore. 16 months back, Robbie Burns was almost killed in a fall. They said he'd be lucky to walk. Here he is in his first Miracle Mile.
It's a big night here for me tonight. I don't care if I run last. My friends, me here, my wife's here, which doesn't usually come to trots, my little boy, my parents, people that come from the country to support me. I'd like to do something for them tonight, you know, because I couldn't name them all and I can't pay them back, but it's been an experience, and it's changed my life. And they say when there's something bad happens, usually something good. Well, I've had the bad 16, 18 months ago, and I've had the good here tonight.
The early races came and went with the usual racetrack hum. Form guides studied, diets assaulted, cash handed over.
You're right, there's 1,000 on 3.
Grandstand experts cursed fate, while the real stars were given a last-minute croon. Some looked almost asleep, but on a racetrack, a wink's as good as a nod.
Christian Cullen, he's got too much gate speed, and Christian Cullen in a 9.2 time. Takes him out of the straight. On the outside, next is Tailor-Made Lombo. Then came Heracles, the speed is on.
And the late money came for Heracles.
Well, I think the horse is pretty well. He's got a good draw, so I think it's a very good field. There's going to be a lot of speed on, so, you know, we're probably going to have to just see how things go over the first 100 metres. That's going to be the win and losing of the race, I think.
As the horses reached the track, the crowd's sentiments were obvious.
Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, the pride of Australia, Brian Hancock and our Sir Vancelot.
The Kiwis must have been intimidated. It even confused their Harker.
And on that Barbie, and I took Barbie.
As they moved behind the mobile, everyone knew the charge to the first corner would be both frantic and decisive. Even the young bloke having his first drive at Harold Park.
I think there'll be a lot of speed on early, and it's going to determine what happens at first bend, who's in front.
You know, some of these horses haven't seen little tracks, and they're under their first term. It's a bit awesome. They want to be on their toes because anything can happen, and they've only got to put in one little wrong and they're in awful trouble.
Will Christian Cullen lead?
Probably.
They're off in the Miracle Mile, and Christian Cullen began fast. Tailor-Made Lombo on the outside, can't cross Christian Cullen. He's got too much gate speed, and Christian Cullen in a 9.2 lead time.
When he got to the front at the first turn, do you think it was all over?
Yes, I did.
So you must have been jumping out of your skin.
I was.
Christian Cullen at the 500. He's full of running, 5 metres in front. Second is Franco Lotsmore. Tailor-Made Lombo battling. Our Sir Vancelot starts to run on, but Christian Cullen 5-6 metres in front. Went through the third in 28.3, and Danny Campbell let him down. Christian Cullen, 10 metres, Franco Lotsmore, Tailor-Made Lombo. Then our Sir Vancelot, Franco hat-trick held up, looks a place chance. Heracles dropped out, but it's all Christian Cullen. He's 10 metres in front of Tailor-Made Lombo. Then our Sir Vancelot, he's done it there. No, he's done it here. Hail the new Australasian champion, Christian Cullen. He won the Miracle Mile by 20 metres in a time of 1:54.
Brian, can I go a quick word, mate? Well done.
Thank you.
You said before the race you thought it could lead.
Thanks.
Had no problems whatsoever.
No, well, I knew it would take a super horse to try and take a lead off him.
It was a demolition, prompting many old-timers to place Christian Cullen out of the shadows of the champion's past and name him as the greatest horse ever to come out of New Zealand. As for the star of the show, wouldn't have blown out a candle. Perhaps Australia's only hope is to fight a horse called Burke.